Welcome to my messy fingers. I'm Charlie. I am continuing to work on an album for Scrap and Create using the Always and Forever collection by Ciao. We are now on our 6th page, and this is what I came up with. Okay, so for the base page, I did cut that at about 8 1/8, because I'm doing a little bit bigger build-up, by 9 5/8. So this has a lot of flips and turns, so if you'll bear with me, I am going to do my best to get everything out here so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, that would be the back side to this. This is this page. Okay, so I had a couple of the cutout cards left over, and I wanted to make sure that I utilize them, so they're each going to fit on this side. And my cardstock is at 4 1/4 with a 1/2 inch score line on both sides. And then I will have this panel here up front on both sides. And then I cut from my scraps the back side panel. So you can either use the floral or you can use the plain. I use the plain because you're going to put a photo on that, I hope. And there's another one in here for the back side of this. I'll find it. I'm sorry I dropped this and I'm struggling with it to come together. My apologies. So then I've cut a piece . Two pieces that will end up laying in here this way. No, I apologize, that's not correct. This is my outside piece, and it is measuring at 4 7/8 with a 1/2 inch score line and a 3/4 inch score line. I needed that to help absorb this piece that's going to tuck in underneath of it and give some room for the additional buildup. Plus, it's got to absorb this little card that's getting inserted in there. So this is going to sit this way. And then this is the panel that will come in here. And again, this piece measured in at 4 3/4 because it was hard with the dimension I made this way. So one side's going to be a little bit off, but we're centered on this. So again, at a 1/2 and at 3/4. This is going to tuck inside here as like this. And then this is going to come in under here and absorb. It'll come together. I'm fighting with the paper. I'm so sorry. But this will come together. Ta-da. And then I did cut that'll go across the bottom, but I'm not unfolding that right at the moment. And then there's the other card. I guess I am going to tear it apart. Silly me, thinking I could make this simple. This is my other reverse panel. This is going to go across the bottom here. And then I'm going to have a strip of ribbon that's going to go here. And then I've got the interacting pages so that I'm not fussing around with this in front of you guys. Let's go ahead and let's start putting everything together. So let me move those two off, I'm going to start with this piece here. It can just become fussy business trying to put these things together. And you maybe get a good laugh at my silliness sometimes. I hope it's a good laugh. Okay. I'm putting this down first before I lay the fold-out cards down, because I don't want them to be right on top of this pocket. So I will center them up above, just above the pocket. Okay, I'm going to come in here just under. Give it a good burnish. Oops. Sat open too long, tip dried. Well, hello. It sat open way too long, big time. Well, let's just give it some encouragement. Okay. Put this on here. Here, I'm going to lay the center of my lace over the tape, which puts just a little bit of ribbon over the top. Okay, so now that's in there. Now I'll put these two in. So I wanted them to be evenly spaced top to here. My apologies. Okay. Try and eyeball this top to bottom. My apologies, I'm struggling with some allergies. All right, now from the front side here, I'm going to match this piece with this piece, flip it over, hold it down, take that off, and then give it a good burnish. All right, so this I wanted back here. They're opposing colors because they came out of my, they're opposing pieces of paper, but not opposing in color. I'm assuming you're going to put photos on these, so it didn't matter to me. And I don't think I inked these, so give me just a swift second here. Okay. Now I could use this side You know, that's so much prettier, don't you think? And then if you're putting a photo in here, it will be outlined by all the goodness on the edges. So that's what we'll do. You can change decisions. It's your album. Come in here, center it, stay away from that score line. That's so much prettier. Thank you. I like that decision. I'm glad you collectively agreed. And then we're going to come. Do I want it to go that way? Which way are the words going? They're going this way. See, I have some lettering on this, so when this finds a new home, I don't want them looking at that going, well, why are the Y's and the P's upside down? All right, so those two are in. And now we're going to add these two. Now, they are the same card cutout, so that I didn't have them mirroring each other. I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. Okay. So if I put these like this, it's the same images going in the same directions. So even though I've got some slight lettering in here, I am going to turn this upside down so that they're not going in the same direction. You can do it if you want to, but this is how I'm going to put it together. Okay. All right, so that is done. Now, before we can move on, I want to attach this piece to both sides. So I am going to come in here, lay my tape down, I want to really score this because I want to encourage that score mark that we made to lay flat. And then I'm going to line this up right on the edge and give her a good old burnish. So this should be right up to or just slightly off of this score line that you see in here. Now I'm going to add my tape to the outer piece. And then come right up here to the first score line. Kind of stand this up tall because you've got to get over this. So then when you push back on this, you've got your 1/4 inch gusset so that it helps to start to take up some of the room of what's being stuffed inside of it. Okay, let's repeat that for this side. We're going to put down our score tape. Give it a good old burnish for 2 reasons. Get that tape on there and encourage that score line to lay a little flatter. Okay, come up here to the edge. I'm going to hold it in place here, and then I'm going to come up here, and there we go. And then the same thing here, so you can see it's just a little bit off center due to the measurements to be in the middle. That is no big deal. You won't even notice it when you start looking at it. So let's go ahead and lay down the tape for this side. As I get these panels in here, cardstock panels in here, it starts to come together a little bit easier, so I'm not playing with all these silly pieces flopping around. So now I'm going to come center top to bottom. And I'm going to come right up to that score line. Push it back. Okay, so my measurement's off just a little bit. It is what it is. I'm not going to stress over it. Okay, so now, if I remember correctly, these were my outside panels. And then I'm going to create this here. And I cut this out of the 12 by 12 piece of paper that's on the very outside of the collection pack. It's the only place you can find it. On the back side there were some small 3 by 3 cutouts. But I've cut this out. I'm going to put this in here just a little bit as a slant. We're going to put two magnets over here on this side. We're going to glue this side down. So these I should have I apologize, like I said, I'm trying to remember my pieces here. So I'm going to close this, and I think I went okay, that piece centers there. And that piece is going to center there. And then these will be my inside. One goes here. And then these will be my inside panels. These here. So let's go ahead and get this down. I apologize if that seemed a little disorganized. I make several of these ahead of time, and then when you drop them and they don't stay together, it doesn't help. Okay. And then this piece. So when you open this way, you have this beautiful pastel panels on the inside, and then this kind of complements each other. So now we're going to open oh my gosh, I just had a brain. No, that's right. Okay, my magnet's gonna go here and here. Jeminies, scare myself. And here I am taping everything down. Oh, that's my outside. leave it alone. Can't put that down yet. So I wanted, I think, that panel, it depends upon the cut. That goes there. And then this one's going on the inside. Okay. Now I hope you do know that you can stop the video and go back, or stop the video to catch up. I'm looking at the words. I want them going in the right direction when I put this down. Okay, those are the loops on the bottom. Just come up to this one score line. Okay, there's that one. This is going to go in here. And this one is going to go this way. Now I can see that I may have mismatched my panels because this one doesn't quite fit. So I am just going to take a smidgen off of this. And then I'm going to come in here. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Hope I'm not out of frame, but right now I'm putting down glue and I'll get this back up into frame here in a second. There we go. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to get our magnets in here. Hold on, gotta find some magnets. Well, I am out of large magnets, so I am going to attempt to do this with the small magnets using 2 on each of these. I will have to order some more big magnets. Okay, so if I pull these in, yeah, my gussets are going to lean a little bit, but I really would like to have these in here. Okay, so let's, I hope you have large magnets. I'm out, I apologize, but I am going to try and make do with what I have here. I'm going to make sure I tape these down so that I can get back into them if this doesn't work. Now I'm going to put a tad bit of tape on the back of this one because the tape is on the other side. I want that closed. Okay. Now I'm going to try and eyeball center this. I'm going to glue my left side. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to press these down. Kind of roll them off. Okay. So this piece will fit here. And I'll put a piece on the underside. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. And then this. Slant this just slightly, just so that it's kind of off center and not straight on. Now, what I intend to do is I'm going to glue this half down when I get my paper on, but I'm not going to add any paper over this end until I make sure my magnets are where I need them to be and that they're going to do the job. So let's go ahead and let's put this panel on. I'm not going to worry about gluing, I'm not going to worry about gluing this side because there are no magnets underneath here. There's no reason to be lifting this panel piece. So come right up here. Right here on the edge. Give it a good burnish. And if you'll excuse me just a moment. My apologies. Like I said, I'm dealing with some allergies here. Okay, so I am going to stick this on there. I'm going to make sure this is nice and tight. I'm going to kind of pinch right here. So I'm going to start, because I'm going to tape this as well, I'm going to start my tape right here. I'm going to make a nick here and a nick there, and that's where I'm going to lay the tape. I just have this ghastly feeling I'm going to need to take this off. If it works, yay! We've all learned something. The strength of two tiny ones equal the strength of the big one? We'll see. All right, now, so I'm going to let the magnets kind of find themselves. I want to keep these pinched in. There we go. I'm going to burnish that side. And I'm going to take this piece. I want to put it in here. Ah, look at that. It's gonna work. Yay! I'm happy about that. Now I will find a piece and put it right there. So let's go to my scraps. Oh, I could go that way with it. I don't want this outside, this piece to be too awfully loud. Okay. Excuse the cutter, I apologize. I pulled on that, it didn't cut very straight. Okay. And that's just going to tuck right in there. I am going to tape this down because I'm still not confident in their ability to hold things together, because now I'm adding yet another layer of tape. Oh, look what I just found. Sitting over here at the edge. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh well. I think it's working out. It was hiding. Goodness sakes. And where it was hiding, I'll bet you guys saw that. And you're going, what a ding ding. It's right there, Charlie. I have so much going on here, putting things together, that I did not see it. And it's right there. Okay. So I'm going to kind of come in here a little bit. I don't want it to do that. I want it to do that. I'll fold that back a little bit and then crease her in there. Good job. All right, so now we're going to test her again. We've got good contact, so I will go ahead and tape this side down. Silly girl. Well, but I learned something. It's good to know. I'm wondering if on thicker paper, I know I could not go another layer below. There's just not enough, which means putting it on the underside here. There's just not enough strength in those little magnets to do that. But it's good to know that they appear to be working. This off of here. Make sure my butterfly is going in the right direction. Okay. Okay, now this, I wanted to put this in here and I don't remember where that was. My apologies. I put them together ahead of time and then I'm trying to think of what it was. Was this a corner accent? No. Well, I honestly don't remember where I was going to put this, so I'm not going to worry about it. I will save it for another time. So let's get this turned over. This has got to dry on me again, so I'm going to stick my needle in there. And let's get this on. Now we're going to go down the center 3 times. And give this a good burnish. And this piece here came in this little trinket bag that was sent to me with the collection. So if you've ordered the whole collection, you might have that trinket as well. I'm putting that heart here up front. And I'm going to use some glossy accents for adhering it down. And I just want to kind of put that right over that butterfly. Okay. And now we're going to put it in the album. Look at that, folks. You've only got the last panel to do. Okay. And then some little bit of what I consider kind of clean up on the album. Now, because I did that the last time, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to come right to the edge. I'm going to make sure my top and bottom are evenly spaced. Lay that down. I'm going to come in here, burnish where those tapes are. And then I'm going to come in here, sneak in here and remove these. It takes a little bit of pulling that up, but I can get in there. Okay, we'll open this and then just give it a good old firm burnish. Get that tape to lay on there. And there you go. That is your finished page 6, and we will now move on to the next panel in the final video.